Okay, Assalamualaikum. So, kita proceed dengan yang ni tadi, public debt. Okay, apa di public debt? Okay, the debt which a government owes to its nationals of other countries. So, this is the sources of public debt. Okay, they are internal and external sources. Okay. Okay, internal sources is come from borrowing from citizen. Okay, maybe government pinjam the citizen, borrowing from financial institutions, okay, loans from the central bank. Okay, ini negara kita pinjam dari central bank, government kita pinjam dari central bank ataupun loans from commercial bank. And external, international money market. Okay, currency loans from foreign government, loans from international financial institution like IMF, International Monetary Funds ataupun World Bank. Okay, ini just intro je lah for public debt. Okay, for government policy, this is the important part lah. Okay, yang ni saya nak explain. Dia sama je dengan slide yang saya ada. Okay, this is my own slide. Okay. Fiscal policy, okay. Kalau ikut sini, kita dah cakap di pasal balance budget policy. So, now fiscal and monetary policy. Fiscal policy refers to the use of government taxation and expenditure to influence the country spending, employment and price level. Maksudnya fiscal policy dia boleh dengan menggunakan government taxation. Apa di kelas government taxation? Tadi kan dia two types of tax tu, direct tax, indirect tax. Okay. Okay. Country taxation maksudnya fiscal policy ni dua je method yang kita guna. Sama ada digunakan T atau satu lagi digunakan government expenditure. Okay. Refers to the use of government taxation and government expenditure. Okay. Apa tujuan dia? To influence country spending, employment and price level. Dia boleh mempengaruhi banyak mana negara belanjakan, banyak mana dari segi employment macam mana, okay, and also price level. So there are three types of fiscal policy: contractionary fiscal policy, expansionary fiscal policy, balance budget policy. Okay, contract fiscal policy ni yang kita belajar tadi, it's also known as surplus budget. Tadi dia belajar kan? Surplus budget, okay. Surplus budget occurs when government's revenue more than government's expenditure, kan? Ataupun T more than G. Okay, so this fiscal policy, contractionary fiscal policy is used to overcome inflation. Okay, macam mana dia overcome inflation? By increasing tax, kan? Kan T more than tax, so dia akan increasekan tax. Sebab apa? Kita kena ingat masa inflation, efek dia apa? Harga barang sangat mahal, betul tak? So how to overcome inflation? Maksudnya government nak overcome inflation ni, government nak turunkan harga barang. By how? Government akan naikkan tax. Macam mana efek dia dapat turunkan harga barang? Okay, contohnya by decreasing tax. Okay, government naikkan tax. Okay, so when government by increasing tax, so income among public will decrease. Betul tak? Bila income berkurang, it means purchasing power also decrease, kan? Bila kuasa beli berkurang, means people are less demand for goods and services, betul tak? Dia orang akan demand kurang. Tak ada demand for goods and services, betul tak? Bila demand berkurang, so actually bila barang dah tak laku dah, so it forces producer to reduce price, kan? Bila harga barang tak laku, seller dah buat macam mana? Dia akan turunkan harga barang juga. So at the end harga barang jatuh. So overcome the inflation. Yes. Okay, dapat overcome inflation lah bila harga dah jatuh. So government use contractionary fiscal policy to overcome inflation. Okay, apa dia contractionary fiscal policy? When government revenue more than government expenditure ataupun surplus budget. Okay, ataupun by decreasing government expenditure. Okay, kan? Kan dia T more than expenditure ni. Okay, government kurangkan G. Okay, dia salah satu. Increase tax, decreasing G. Decreasing G contohnya lah, sebelum dapat BRIM 2,000. Sekarang government bagi BRIM 1,000 sahaja. Yang bantuan tu kan, yang kamu bagi macam apa, duit orang tua untuk si rumah tu kan. Okay, bagi 1,000 saja. So macam mana? Maksudnya income dia orang akan berkurang, betul tak? Sebelum dapat 2,000, sekarang dapat 1,000 je. Bila income berkurang, apa jadi dengan dia punya purchasing power? Yes, purchasing power akan berkurang juga. So what happens to the demand for goods and services? Akan berkurang juga. So it forces producer to reduce price. At the end, harga barang kurang, so overcome jugalah inflation. Okay? So to overcome inflation, government akan gunakan contractionary fiscal policy. Apa dia? By increasing T or by reducing G. Okay, expansionary fiscal policy. It's also known as deficit budget. Apa tadi deficit budget class? When government expenditure more than government's revenue ataupun government expenditure more than tax lah, kan? So government use this kind of expansionary fiscal policy to overcome recession. Recession also known as unemployment. Okay, contohnya lah, sekarang ramai yang tak bekerja, ramai yang tak menganggur. So macam mana government nak tingkatkan ataupun nak reduce the unemployment rate kat Malaysia. So government akan kurang tax. Okay, apa jadi? Okay. So yang ni pula terbalik. Dia terbalik dengan dua ni. Kalau ni naikkan tax, ini turunkan tax. So bila turunkan tax, what happen to the income? Income will increase, right? Bila income increase, purchasing power among public also increase. So they will demand for goods and services, kan? So demand untuk barang akan bertambah, betul tak? So bila demand bertambah, maksudnya ramai orang nak beli barang ni. Okay? So producer have to hire more workers. Betul tak? Sebab nak produce banyak products ni. Sorry. Okay? Bila dia hire ramai pekerja, overcome tak unemployment problems? Yes, unemployment problem we can overcome. Kita boleh overcome unemployment problem ni. Okay? Okay? Sama juga by increasing government expenditure. Government naikkan G. Okay, contohnya sebelum ni government bagi BRIM 1,000, sekarang bagi 3,000. So, maksudnya income among public increases. So tak? Maksudnya dia ada banyak duit sekarang. So, purchasing power pun akan meningkat. Betul tak? Bila purchasing power meningkat, maksudnya they will demand for goods and services akan meningkat jugalah, kan? So, producer terpaksa hire ramai pekerja untuk keluarkan banyak dia punya products lah. Production dia akan mungkin bertambah. Okay? So, dia perlu hire ramai pekerja. So, at the end, overcome unemployment problem juga. Okay? And balance budget policy to increase economic growth lah. Okay? When government's revenue equal to government expenditure. Okay, so that's all for fiscal policy. Okay, monetary policy. Okay, monetary policy ini sebenarnya berkaitan dengan wang lah. Okay, a policy employing of central bank control of the supply of money. So, dia control supply of money supply. Okay, so dia punya aims is to maintain stability of internal price, to achieve higher rates of economic growth, to eliminate fluctuation in production and employment, to achieve full employment of resources. Okay, yang penting ialah tools ni. Okay, tools ni. Tools of monetary policy. Okay, first is discount rate. Apa dia discount rate? It refer to the rediscount rate of exchange and treasury bills. Okay, discount rate ni sebenarnya kita pernah dengar kata interest rate, betul tak? Tapi discount rate ni actually this item is used between a bank and bank. Contohnya central bank dengan bank. Bank nak pinjam duit dengan central bank. So digunakan term discount rate. Kan? Kalau cost of borrowing mahal, so actually it discourage bank to borrow lah from other banks. Okay. Open market operation. Open market operation ni actually ia adalah satu aktiviti selling and buying. Okay, jual ataupun beli lah. Selling or buying the T-bills, treasury bills ataupun dia punya government securities in the open market. Okay, maksudnya government jual ataupun dia dalam bentuk short term bonds ataupun long term bonds. Okay, dijual di pasaran terbuka. Dia sebenarnya tujuan dia adalah untuk mempengaruhi, to influence the money supply in the economy. Okay. So, masa inflation, barang sangat mahal. Maksudnya duit sangat banyak dalam pasaran. So, how to reduce money supply economy? Okay, so government akan apa? Government akan jual T-bills. Sebab bila government jual T-bill, government jual bonds kepada public. Public akan serahkan duit kepada bank, kan? Okay, so kat situ dapat reduce money supply economy. Okay, yang tu detail dalam chapter seterusnya, market problems. Okay, just nak perkenalkan the items lah, open market operation macam mana. Okay, dia adalah buying or selling the treasury bill ataupun short term bonds lah in the open market, in the open market. Okay. Okay, 3 is legal reserve requirement. Okay, BNM is Bank Negara Malaysia may increase cash or liquidity or reserve ratio requirement to influence credit creation and MSS. Okay, reserve requirement ataupun cash ratio nama lain dia. Yang ni cash ratio ni sebenarnya dia punya ratio nya adalah fixed ataupun cash ratio. Ini kita belajar dalam tajuk money banking nanti. Okay, maksudnya setiap cash ratio ni is fixed by the central bank and each bank perlu ada dia punya cash reserve. Okay, contohnya lah Bank A receive deposit 1,000, Bank B 2,000, Bank C ada 1,000. So each bank ni perlu ada reserve 10%. 10% adalah cash ratio ataupun reserve requirement. Setiap bank perlu ada reserve. Okay, kalau 10% pada 1000 apa? So yang ni perlu reserve 100 dalam bank dia. Bank B berapa? 200 lah kan? Yang ni 100. Macam kita lah, kalau gaji kita 3000, setiap bulan kita mesti ada simpanan 10% daripada gaji kita. Itu reserve kita lah. Apa tujuan reserve ni? Kalau kita untuk apa? Contohnya lah untuk apa? Kan, sakit demam ke, tiba-tiba balik kampung ke, sama juga dengan bank. Dia perlu ada reserve dia untuk tujuan macam tu lah. Okay? Funding refers to the conversion of short and long-term loans. Okay, yang ni tengok pada situasi lah. Okay, masa inflation or unemployment ataupun recession, government perlu pendekkan loans ataupun perlu panjangkan loans. Okay. Selective credit control enable the central bank to restrict unhealthy expansion of credit for specific purpose. Okay, yang ni bank sendiri lah perlu menghalang apa-apa. Contohnya kalau public nak buat loan, mestilah dia buat loan tu untuk tujuan bisnes yang menguntungkan, bukan bisnes yang macam kita tak nampak macam tak beruntung. So mungkin yang nak pinjam tu tak boleh nak bayar balik, so kita tolak siap-siap lah. Okay, so perlu selektif lah. Moral suasion, central bank persuade commercial bank to restrict their lending policy during inflation. Yang ni central bank sendiri dia akan pujuk commercial bank untuk kurangkan sikit dia punya lending apa ataupun aktiviti bagi pinjam dekat public lah. Okay, especially during inflation. Interest rate policy, increase interest rate to attract more people to save, thus reducing spending. Okay, ini contohnya masih inflation. So government naikkan interest rate. Kalau kita interest rate on saving, ini interest rate on saving. Kalau kita tengok interest rate on saving tu tinggi, so kita akan lebih suka menyimpan daripada berbelanja, betul tak? Sebab bila menyimpan lagi menguntungkan lah. Okay, so dapat kurangkan spending. Okay, so that's all. Okay, that's all for chapter 9. Okay, sama je nota yang last ni, sama je macam nota saya tadi. Okay, sama je. Kalau nak nota saya tadi tu, boleh pergi dekat saya punya folder ECO 211. Okay, chapter 5 tak salah saya. Okay, tengok ke folder nama saya lah. Okay, tapi sama je nota dia, boleh je you tengok dia dekat sini. Okay, thank you.